Everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 17. This is going to be the finals of the lower bracket. And it's going to be between Puppy and Ap3x. He's calling himself Dreamcore these days for some reason, but he's Ap3x, trust me. Now, what's kind of funny about this, though, is that he actually didn't have to play any matches to get into the finals, because all of his opponents just no-showed, and so he got here for free. So, you know, things happen, but I think Puppy actually had a pretty cool showing managing to get up here because, you know, he had to get through no fun, of course, which isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. Now, this is going to be our best of 7 because it's a finals, of course. So Bond versus Galzian, kind of fun to see, and it's going to be Shallows banned by Puppy and College Teeth banned by Ap3x. I think this is a very good ban, and this is reasonable. Puppy maybe just doesn't want to fight that against him. But we have Canyon, Boneyard, Firebase, Galzian Territories, Kartoba, Tight End Passage, and Torn Crater. Which, you know, if you're being very attentive, you might notice it's all of the maps except for these two. That's just how it goes. But, I think, you know, just given what factions they are, it actually kind of seems almost to me that Ap3x is, like, picking as if he was Soban, you know, it's just kind of funny. But it shouldn't matter too much. We're only dealing with the order of the maps in a best of 7, so they're gonna have to play on all of them at some point or another if it goes to all 7 maps, which I hope it does. That'd be exciting. And it's gonna be SC first here from Puppy on this first game. It's gonna be ref mode first as well for Ap3x, so it looks like both these players just gonna take this first one nice and slow. Very, very good build, by the way, Principal here. Wait, is that a salvager? No, it's a terrible build, Oh wait, no, it's a great build because he still has the base runner. It's kind of a weird scanner placement, but either way, see, he's doing this because he knows he can get away with the eco because his opponent is doing SC first, so he doesn't even need to get Sandskim or Fab first. Like, he could go for another PC if he wanted to. I think that'd be a little bit out of left field. We probably won't see it, but it could be done. Oh my gosh, he's actually doing it. Oh, what a legend! See, the idea is that because your opponent is going for SC first, you can just go for, like, mad eco rush here, and it's not even gonna matter because, you know, what are they gonna do about it? They can't really punish you. We'll see how well this works for him. But I like it. I want to see how well this works because this is kind of a fun strat. People don't do this a whole lot. That was probably a mistake. That's okay. Things happen. But yeah, it's very interesting to see the base runner drive out to the front here rather than just using the scanner. But you know, it's gonna work for him either way. It's not gonna be a problem. And we do have our first LAVs hitting the field for Puppy. He's going straight into AV Fab as well. And we do have Sandskim hitting the field as well. Now the question is, are we gonna scout the fact that there's AV tech? But obviously the carrier isn't in vision right now, so you can't know it just by that. Well, I mean, AV tech isn't even done yet, but, you know, once it finishes, he doesn't have any vision on the carrier, so he's not gonna see it there. So what Ap3x wants to do right now is probably just try and get those Sandskimmers through his opponent's defenses here, which admittedly there aren't many, just a couple LAVs, so that he can get vision on that carrier. He's gonna get the extract out as well. The base runner's gonna start taking some damage. If he doesn't bring the skims over, that'll die, but that's kind of alright. He's getting the artifact, and that's all he needs. Looks like he is gonna bring the skims over, but I don't think that he should, actually. This is kind of a distraction, in my opinion. But even so, he could win this fight. It's 3-on-2, and he has some nice high ground here. Base runner heal gonna be used to just buy some time there before the fight gets started. And you can see LAVs going down. Actually, only one of them. But now we have the AAVs on the field, and Puppy doesn't have vision on them yet. So let's see what his tech choice was. Looks like it will be railguns. That makes sense. Very nice map for rails. And that's going to be convenient against the AAVs too. But I'm wondering if he also goes for anti-air, thinking that he might need it. And that's kind of the reason why he needs to scout this carrier here, because it could have been air. He's getting a bit lucky that it's going to be AVs, and he sees them now. So now he knows, and he probably won't go for that missile ship fab either. He's going to check the carrier, though, just to be sure. So he has vision on the carrier. This is with the Fog of War on. And you can see AAV module up, air module is not up, so... Pretty good for Ap3x. He got up on 3 base faster, he's not been punished for it, he's got Railgun Fab. He even has an artifact out. This is a very promising start for him. For now, though, it's going to be Assault Pack coming out for Puppy. Looks like, actually, we already had Sandscumber rating finished for Ap3x. There's the railguns. I was wondering where they were. He's going to need that, of course. And he did also get damage 1, so... Both of these players investing into some ups for the Strikecraft, but Ap3x going pretty heavy into it as well. Yeah, well, so's Puppy. He's getting damage 1 now. The problem is that Honor Guards are already almost finished teching, and when they come out, it's going to make it difficult to play with LAVs, one would have to think. So we'll see how well this goes. By the way, Boost was used there, which doesn't seem like a great use, because now he doesn't have it. This is not going to get him anything done, and he won't have it for like later fights. For the moment, though, he definitely outnumbers the enemy Strikecraft by a lot, so this is a time where Puppy really wants to be pushing, and it looks like he is. This railgun here just kind of walking out to its death. That's pretty unfortunate. It's 13 to 24, and to be fair, a lot of those 24 are back here on this side of the map, but still, it's a bit of an awkward spot here for Ap3x. First Honor Guard's about halfway done though, and that will really bail him out of this. We do have Battlecruiser Fab on the way for Puppy. Saban BC is pretty good at fighting. Honor Guards. So that'll be good for him. And both players have damage too. But Honor Guard is going to be quite a bit of damage on its own. We do have 2 AAVs just running into the 3rd base. I love this, actually. This is very good play, not just keeping them all bunched up with the main army, but flanking with them. Honor Guard hits for some pretty big damage on its first shot there. Gets 3 kills on its own, let alone how many people it took low, and was able to finish off with those Sandskimmers there. And the AAV's not going to get any kills on bottom, but they are going to force Ap3x to just, you know, deal with them with a bit of brain power and losing a bit of mining time as well. Missile Ship Fab also getting set up here because he's not sure about any potential air attack from the spawn carrier, but it's actually not going to be the case. Like we saw, it's that BC Fab coming. Now this is the way that Puppy played pretty much every game, if I recall correctly, against No Fun, so potentially by watching replays, Ap3x could have known that this sort of thing was coming, but you know, that's easier said than done. We do also have Honor Guard anti-air coming out, which is a very, very good tech when you're facing air units, but obviously it'll feel a bit sad right now. Really good positioning on these AAVs, by the way, just hiding behind that dune. This railgun wants to get involved, but you can see no line of sight. So it's basically just the Sandskimmers trying to fight it, and that means that the LAVs can do... Well, maybe they can't do whatever they want on this side. There are 2 Honor Guards after all. They're kind of in awkward positions right now. Oh, the LEVs are actually getting up on top of the Honor Guards here. Oh dear. But yeah, even so, I mean, once the shots land, you can see they just get decimated there. And this is kind of a situation that you don't get out of, you know? He was hoping to pick off some Honor Guards. It's like he won't even get one of them, although it was pretty close. Down to 50 HP. Oh, that's terrible. And he lost a few LAVs for that, let's just say. So now he's going to be scrambling a bit, but I believe he has BCs on the queue. And, you know, we'd like to know how many, but obviously DOK's replay function is not exactly the best in that sense. Yeah, you check the units lost tab, it's like double the CUs lost over here. A couple more RUs, goes some way to evening things out, but not a whole lot. And now we have range calibration coming out too, so it looks like Ap3x knows he's in the driver's seat and he's just getting ready to answer the... You know, answer any potential, like, shutdown plays that Puppy could go for. He's foreseeing railguns coming out and just following them. Actually, Missile Battery Fab coming out for Puppy, so he's worried about the air switch. I don't think he needs to be investing money into that right now. Bit unfortunate here, Ap3x spending quite a lot of time hitting the SC, which he's not going to get the kill on, so that does end up losing him a few Sandskimmers for free there, but... you know, worse things have happened. We do have that first battlecruiser hitting the field now. Now, honor guards are slow, so that gives Puppy a bit of time before these things reach his side of the field. So that's good, at least. And he could use any good news he can get, so, you know. Yeah, but if I look at the two forces on the field, I still definitely favor the green one here. These LEVs have to be very careful, by the way, because obviously if the honor guards can just get like 2 shots off them, half of them die, right? And the BC is not going to die to sand skimmers, but it's not going to kill them very fast either, so he's kind of relying on these LEVs more than it looks like. And now that there's 3 honor guards out too, oh dear, plus the 4 heavy railguns. I mean, this feels pretty tough. Like, even though Puppy does have on paper like a better unit to deal with these railguns, he just doesn't have very many of them, does he? There's only the one so far. This is still a very precarious situation for Puppy to be in. What's his resources like? He's not really floating that many RUs. A bit, to be fair, but not that many. By the way, Ap3x is actually on PopCap right now, so yeah, he's just starting to tech like luxury items right now. It's pretty nice for him. Oh, nice shot there by the honor guard. Again, only 1 kill, but it damages so many of them, right? That's gonna mean something later on. Yep, and there's a bit of capitalization as 2 of them die for that barrage. To that shot, you know what I'm saying. And the sand skimmers are just feeling themselves. They jump up and finish everything off. You can see the value of that AoE on the honor guards there. There are 3 AVs, so the sand skimmers can't just drive right onto the base just yet. But I mean, how are you gonna stop this? I mean, this is just so many railguns here, and some of them are quite a bit bigger than the others too. You can see BCs trying to fight sand skimmers. They don't do a whole lot of damage there. And the Railgun Corps just sort of marches up to the support cruiser over here. AVs fall, sand skimmers and honor guards just doing what they do best. That whole base just dies instant, I mean, man. And now it's looking pretty grim. Range calibration getting turned on. It's a bit of an awkward position because they actually like can't see anything past this hill, but you know. They've got it for what it's worth. They're going to turn their focus onto these battle cruisers up here on top of the hill now. With high ground bonus, they're going to kill an honor guard pretty quick there, but... Oh, and a really good smoke, too. Yeah, this is looking better than I expected, actually. Range calibration was turned off here, so I don't think these rail... Oh, no, they do have range. They just weren't shooting for unknown reasons. Sandskimmer's gonna try and hit for damage against this BC, and I think that they actually will kill it eventually, but it's gonna take a long time. The last honor guard falls there, but, you know, the BCs counter honor guards pretty well. Maybe you're not actually too unhappy about that, all things considered. I still think that Ap3x got the better end of that trade, although it's a bit complicated because a lot of these BCs stayed up. Third base did get wiped though, you have to remember that. That's gonna be impactful later on. And range calibration turned on at a bad time here. Yeah, he wants to keep that off right now, because he wanted to just get more distance from these battlecruisers. Calibration is not going to help you at all if you're still in range. Couple artifacts extracting as well, that always feels nice. And note that, you know, again, Ap3x was getting those luxury items, right? He's got power 2 here, so... Carrier power not irrelevant, might show up later on in this game. But this is a better spot for range calibration, so that's why he's going to turn it off. You should have left it on there. That was actually good. Yeah, now he's kind of moving sideways to the attack there, like perpendicular to it. So I think that he's in range of the BCs right now. Maybe not. They're not firing back yet. These BCs are really muscling their way through. It's surprising to see how well they're doing here. Third artifact did extract, by the way. Now, we have more honor guards on the queue. I don't really agree with this. I don't think he needs them. I'd rather just get EMP rounds, actually, to help deal with these battle cruisers, right? But that is, to be fair, a lot of heavy railguns. He's got 11 of them right now. Honor guard anti-air actually turned on just to kill a probe there. I mean, you don't see that every day. But, I mean, hey, you know, if it works. You want to be careful with this guy, though, because he doesn't have a gun right now until anti-air turns off. Okay, now his gun is turned back on. And the skims are kind of getting roasted here. Like, in a way, he's playing this correctly, where you want to have the skims out in front to get vision, but you only want to have them out there when the railguns are actually shooting, because otherwise you're just sort of losing them for nothing. Actually picks up a missile ship too, which is very unusual. And he's also got a siege cruiser. Now, I wouldn't actually recommend this too much, because they do have 2 packets. Battle cruisers have a lot of armor, obviously. You don't end up doing a whole lot of damage here. In vanilla, I think actually siege was pretty good against BCs, because they were so slow they couldn't dodge the auto fire. You aren't really going to get too much done with this unit here, not until your opponent has a lot of rails out, and I think that the money would just kind of be better spent for, like, rail armor ups. Still, he's actually getting a second siege cruiser as well, so he really wants these. Missile ship is here probably just to deny the... well, no, because there's 2 of them. I was going to say just to deny the probe, but you wouldn't get 2 of them if you just wanted that. I don't know, I mean, maybe he thinks that air is still a possibility. Oh, there's 3 of them. What the heck? Yeah, he really doesn't need that. Again, Apex's army is actually at fleet cap, so, you know, he can't make anything else. So filling up some of that fleet capacity with these missile ships when you could have just had skims or more railguns or something, I think is probably a mistake. I don't really understand how the railguns are shooting through the dune there, but that's alright. Let's just do okay things for you. How are we looking on the bases over here? 1,500 left. I mean, we'll mine out before too long, actually. And Puppy has not actually replaced the support cruiser for his 3rd base here, so he's still behind on eco. He might just be holding off, saying like, well, I don't need it, this is gonna mine out soon, but that should still be some time. I mean, like 2 or 3 minutes before this main base mines out, maybe even longer. So a lot of LAVs getting built here. But there's still the 2 honor guards, so you have to be careful there. Also, EMP rounds would still be useful here. Because, you know, they're very good against these strike craft. I actually like that scanner quite a bit. Get a bit of vision for the flank here. But actually, the railguns are moving down toward the LAVs, which I don't think they want to do. Yeah, he's gonna recognize that and back them up, and then he'll go back in. You really don't want these rails like anywhere close to this block here. Still, though, honor guards are honor guards, and they're gonna hit in for some pretty good damage already. Note that we are also on artifact point here, and this one is held right now, so that's kind of a big deal. The LAVs are going to get stuck in on the back line, though, and right now the BCs are going to jump in, because again, the rails aren't here anymore. Okay, this is going to get complicated now. Because this is the guy that needs to be killed, right? Like, Puppy has to take this guy out before he can make it to the extraction zone, which is not very far away. Barrage is going to land, that's going to kill off the railgun here. Uh-oh, the carrier block. Yeah, he's got calibration turned on, but he needs to keep his carrier away from here. Looks like he knows it, though. And all those LAVs did die, so they're not going to be able to be used in this fight here. But if the VCs can just, like, get into range to pick this thing off, I mean, it can die pretty, like, just in one volley, basically. There's 4 VCs here. Oh, but they don't have line of sight. Oh, there is a hill here. Oh, no. The targeting jammer! Oh no, and it's the heavy railguns in the targeting jammer with the range calibration on. Yeah, Just Carrier was telling me to watch out for that one, because it's possible they might get, like, sent off to the Shadow Realm when that happens. I did see them zorping around there, but I didn't see any of them, like, disappear from the map entirely. Still, though, the BCs are able to get the kill on the base runner there, but they're all going to die for it, so... You know, a temporary victory, right? I mean, this is certainly going to hurt in a moment. If there was nothing to stop this blob of rails before, now there just really isn't, right? I mean, now Puppy is just completely out of army here. But, you know, to be fair, his army is a little bit slow, so maybe he has time to build, like, a BC or two. I don't know. But it's gonna be pretty tough from here. He's actually teching Maggot, so it's interesting. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, LAVs probably ain't gonna cut it here. We're actually getting to a point where there are so many heavy railguns that, like, this kind of trickle of LAVs is just gonna get killed by them as they come over the dune, which is kind of what we're seeing right now. Oh, I see, because he had to try to stop this artifact. I kind of forgot Ap3x could just make another base runner. Well, that's gonna be the game then, there's nothing you can do about this. What a bloodbath. Oh, 20,000 Cs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was an interesting game there. Well, hey, I've got to say, I really liked Ap3x's strat in the opening, getting that, like, second PC before getting Sandskimmer fed. That actually really worked for him. That's pretty heads-up play. Alright, let's jump into game 2 here. Hope that we don't see any more, calibration railguns getting hit by targeting jammers. Because I saw them jumping around. That means that, like, some of them might have been sent to the Shadow Realm. Although I didn't see it happen in this game, but it's possible. I feel to explain what I'm talking about when I say that. We discovered while working on Anomaly Patch that if units are brought to a speed below 0, they'll just go flying in some random direction. And if they go far enough, they might actually get, like, sent to the Shadow Realm, we say, where they go flying off the map. Like, way over there or something like that, right? And now there's no way to move the unit, there's no way to delete the unit. So it ends up just, like, taking PopCap, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if they get sent far enough, it can even crash the game, because it can say, like, look, there's a unit in an unreasonable position now, so, you know, the game just, like, freaks out and dies. Point is, it's not good. But it's kind of difficult to avoid that situation, especially with TJs slowing things down, you know? I think what we did in Anomaly was we ended up saying that, like, TJs don't slow things down, they just kill its acceleration a bunch. Anyway, it's interesting to see that appear in Jaraci, because, I mean, obviously it happens in Anomaly because we have some, like, ridiculous effects going, but Jaraci's a lot more tame than that, but even so, you can see it seems to have that problem every now and then. By the way, again, with this interesting scanner placement by Ap3x, he wants to go check out his opponent's base with the base runner itself, and he's not going to use the scanner to look for it, which is kind of weird. I like that Puppy has been putting these TJs, it looks like, in positions where you might drop a scanner down. I've had that happen before, where, like, my opponent has thrown the scanner out and it's landed in my TJ. It's like, you know, nothing feels quite so good as that. But now Ap3x has the money for Skimmer Fab, but he's gonna wait, right, to see if you can find that carrier. It might even be the play to, like, start your production cruiser and then cancel it if you don't see the carrier moving out pretty soon. But he's gonna queue it up here. And in just a moment, we're gonna see that Saban carrier come into view, and he will know that he's made the right call. So he's gonna do this again. And it got him some big value last time, I gotta say. And then that base runner will just kind of scurry off. This might be like a blind counter type of thing, right? To say, like, well, my opponent seems to go for SC first every game, so let's just assume he will and have the base runner out here to check it, right? I like it. I like it. It's worked pretty well for him so far. This time, however, I think that he will lose the base runner. These LAVs are out. There's not really anything that can defend this, so... This guy's got a long, long trek to make before he can get back home. Might just throw out a scanner. Yep, there it is, on the bridge, just for a bit of vision before he dies. And then, yeah, this is actually also what you want to do. You want to move your base runner up toward the opponent's side of the map because you're hoping that you can just buy some time here and just make him, like, distracted with the LAVs. I would also pop that heal for the same reason, right? Nah, looks like he won't get that one off. But either way, I mean, that base runner's gotten him a lot of value, because look, he's 2 PC already, he's got Sandsskimmer Fab now, and he's building some, so he's not going to be in danger of, like, losing eco here. And he'll just kind of be ahead of his opponent in that way. So that's really, really good. Bit awkward that he doesn't have the engines powered up here. You might want to, you know, get this thing moving a little bit faster, but that's alright, that's alright. 35 kilometers an hour, that's pretty slow. That's pretty slow. First fight goes pretty well here for Ap3x. Carrier doesn't really seem to know where it wants to go right now, but he's going to be going for Rail Fab here, and he'll see the AVs as well. So, you know, that's just as well for Puppy. It means that Ap3x is not really going to be able to push on him just yet, but he will have the rails pretty soon, so that'll, you know, that'll make things fine for him. Really awkward with the Carrier, though, and you can see he's actually moved that PC out, so it looks like he's going to take this guy up to mine off that third base instead, and that slowed him down a lot. You can see Puppy, who had the slower eco start, is actually on 3 base already, so that's a bit unfortunate, but, you know, that's fine. That's certainly recoverable. And I believe Ap3x is faster on 2 anyway, so probably if there's an eco difference between these two players, it's pretty slight at this point. But still, you know, going from an advantage to even is kind of a disadvantage, right? So you see what I mean, like Ap3x wanted to not be moving the Carrier out there, he should have just done it with the PC instead. Skin's gonna scream in here to check the tech. It's AVs, nothing else. So no need to go for like this ship fab or anything here. 3 scan skimmers is actually kind of a lot to lose there, but it's probably okay. And it is really good to check that tech rather than just getting blind anti-air, so. And we're on Canyon Outpost, so now it's time to see like 3 million CU's worth of stuff die on this bridge here, right? That's kind of how it tends to go. A little bit awkward positioning with the skims. Yeah, you want to get these guys up in front of the rails. That's better. And if you just have, like, one of them, like this guy, let's say, just stand over here to check for flanks, that's really, really powerful. And in fact, it looks like that's going to happen this game, because we do have the AVs moving out here. Railguns are making themselves felt, though, and this is obviously a big, large, open corridor, so they can do quite a bit of damage from that position. Oh, actually, Ap3x, or Puppy is gonna, like, drop the flank here. I don't like this. I think he should just keep going. You know, having 3 AVs here, they're still gonna get beaten by the rails, right? Having 6, I don't think would really change very much. But having, like, 3 AVs over here, now that would be juicy, right? So, I don't like that. I think he's kind of balking there. He's got a really good opportunity, but he's not taking it at this point. See if he teched anything else? No, not just yet, and EMP rounds are gonna hit. Oh, gosh. It's that tech I was saying he should get last game. Well, now he has it. Not going to be able to have him for these LAVs here, which might get a little bit awkward. Oh, this might get very awkward. What are the upgrades like? Damage 1 for both. So these LAVs are kind of the kingmakers on the field right now. They're going to beat those skims every time. Did they already boost? Yeah, but that's kind of to be expected. And the ALMs here are going to trap the skims in. The 2 railguns have fallen. There's 2 more back on the base to hold off these AVs, but this is... all of a sudden, this is looking pretty rough for Ap3x. He is going to get one more little spot on the Carrier, so he'll know that there's no air tech coming, but I mean, I think he's got other things to worry about right now. EMP going to land here, really, really good. It's going to cause his Carrier to explode. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it was probably over, to be honest. That's a lot of LAVs, and there's still nothing to check this with. They're even about to get their boost back. Still a little bit surprising to see the GG at that early, but yeah, I think he was probably in some serious trouble there with these LAVs. You can see him building some assault railguns on the production queue, but not going to be able to get those out in time to really make much of a difference, I think. What's going on over here? Oh, this is just like part of the CU pile. I thought that was like a unit. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Really nice by Puppy to get that sort of collapse over on the railguns over here. And that'll make the scoreline 1-1. Nice and even. That's how we like it. That's how we like it. Here we are on the Boneyard. It's the most stock standard map imaginable. Is that base runner trying to retire? Oh, I hate it when this happens. This is something that we've noticed before, but like sometimes the base runner will like turn right before it gets into the carrier, and then it like fails to retire. It's terrible, terrible. Well, we'll see if that slows Puppy down any reasonable amount. Usually it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I expect that Ap3x is just going to play the same way. You can see he's already moving that base runner out, but this time he has the 2 on RUs, which I don't think he had done before. So it might be a change here, but you know, we'll see in just a moment, I'm sure. Scanner, again, not going to be put down on the eco. He's going to put this kind of on the flanking angle. What was that? Oh, that was the rec being opened over here. I think... Oh, yeah, there's ref mode. Probably SC first is on the way. There it is. I think that maybe this scanner can be put, like, closer to the edge such that nothing can get around it. Like, if you put it, let's say, right here, maybe, it'll clip that rock over there such that nothing can drive around without being seen. That might be pretty powerful. Either that or you could, like, put it over here, but that would kind of cause the base runner to have to go off on a long angle, I think. Ah, okay, I think this is what he was doing last time. Because, see, he had the 2 on RUs, but then he's gonna pull one of them off to go mine over here. He's got the other one there, too. Yeah, so I think that this is just the same build as last time. And this is very, very greedy, right? But again, Ap3x got away with it in both games so far, so... Well, he's just gonna do it again unless you make him stop, right? And I think that's really pretty heads-up play from him. Base runner gonna see the carrier. LAV Fab is still being tech this time, so if this base runner gets moving anytime this century, he's gonna be totally fine. I mean, he could just go... Oh no. Well, the base runner may die in that case, but that's alright. That's alright. It kind of, again, already got its values worth. It'd be even better if you could keep this thing alive, but, you know. Fleet capacity upgraded over there. LV Fab is done now, so I think you're just sort of dead here. It's a little bit lazy with that base runner. Definitely didn't have to lose this like that, but, you know. I'm talking as if it's already dead, because it is, right? I mean, there's no way that you keep this thing alive, I don't think. But this time, we see a Soul Chip Fab coming out of the queue, so we're going to have a tech switch here. Second PC is already out, it's moving up to the third base. And again, we're going to have Ap3x with a pretty big eco advantage here.
Ready for base runner is under attack.
I really like that scanner position. Would be even a little bit better if it was like over here so that I could check the 3 base, but even so, you know, you're just watching the flank angle, right? If you tell units to path over to this side, they're almost always going to go like that, rather than using the air on the side of the map over here, so you're probably going to see them. By the way, base runner actually not dead, so I was wrong about that one. He's going to pop the heal too, which makes it a little difficult to fight that Sandskimmer. And Assault Chip Tech is finished. We'll see if he's planning on going for air, if he wants those Assault Chips themselves. Yeah, he's gonna build a couple of them right now. He doesn't need them to beat these LEVs, because, you know, he does outnumber his opponent here. But Assault Chips are pretty good on their own. And this is a map where you can definitely find terrain where they're quite effective. mean, I guess it's like canyon outposts that way, right? I mean, you can see, obviously, why terrain like this would be amazing for assault ships with their close range, high DPS. But then terrain like this would obviously be pretty bad for them. Canyon outpost is like that, too. Defense is 1 getting teched. I always recommend getting that when you're up against LAVs. Because you'd be surprised how quickly assault ships will die to them if you don't give them any armor upgrades. And we do see more LAVs getting stacked up here, right? It was like 4 to 2 earlier, now it's like 4 to a lot more than 4. And Ap3x probably shouldn't be charging into that. Yeah, it looks like he is going to run away. But Assault Pack is finishing in like 2 seconds, and so it's highly probably these LAVs could just jump up on top of them. We do have a pretty healthy number of assault ships, so we're not going to see assault ships get beaten by LAVs here, I don't think. We already have Armor 1. Armor 2 is about to finish as well. But that is going to deny the base runner. It's 15 LAVs. But, you know, 1 assault ship for every 3 LAVs, that's pretty good numbers for the defending player here. And as long as Ap3x keeps them, like, covering all the bases, which main base is kind of exposed right now, but he should be completely fine to hold this off. I would be sending like 2 or 3 of them over to this side, though. Feels a little bit risky here. And assault ship's gonna make themselves known. They're gonna kill 2 of those LAVs right there. And it looks like 3 of them gonna go on the chase here. This main base is still mighty exposed, but Puppy did not exploit that, so it looks like he's gonna be just fine for now. Might get power 1 as well, just to like try and keep the main base alive here. We have Siege Cruiser Fab coming on the queue. That's going to answer the railguns, which in fact are already tech for Puppy. I can see that module opening, so it must have just finished. That's a pretty heads-up read by Ap3x, right? When he sees the assault ships, he's going to go for railguns to counter them. Well, I'll go for siege to counter that. So I like it. I like it a lot. Defenses 3 could get teched, and indeed it will. That's an expensive one, but it's pretty good, right? 200 more HP, 1 more armor. Hard to say no to that. Now, 3 against, like, whatever number this is. What is that? Okay, well, it'd be nice if I could select them all right now. It's something like 20, right? This might be a bit much for the assault ships to take, but even so, they might be able to trade somewhat efficiently. Armor 3 actually just finished, by the way. Yeah, I mean, the assault ships didn't trade terribly there, but they didn't trade great either. You definitely want to get more out of them than that. We do have Siege Cruiser tech finished, and the first one's on the queue. 2 railguns, so for now it's going to be possible for Puppy with some good positioning to muscle away these assault ships here. But they're doing a lot of damage, right? They're doing a lot of damage here. We're at the units lost tab. You can see, I think it looks like Puppy is getting the better hand of this trade. But just barely, right? And these LAVs are all so low now, they kind of have to go back home and heal, so that's going to take a lot of the teeth out of this upcoming attack here from Puppy. That's still 8 assault ships. 8 to 21, right? I mean, you're still about that like 3 to 1 marker. It's pretty tough to push through that with LAVs. It's all about the railguns here, and if they can get good shots. And if the Siege Cruiser is able to deny them, then that's going to be pretty difficult. We do have the range upgrade already coming out, which is nice to see. Assault ships getting hooned on, though, as the old magpie would say. That Siege Cruiser taking its first shots here. Really odd position for the barrage, though, don't you think? I mean, I really reckon he would have been trying to save that for the LAVs here, but he's going to use it against the Sand Skimmers, actually. Or, sorry, the LAVs. Wait, what am I saying? He should have used it against the railguns, but he's going to use it against the LAVs here. Siege getting jumped on as well. Bit of friendly fire there. And actually, the Siege Cruiser got veterancy for killing its own guy. Okay, I mean, that's just DOK for you. But yeah, one Siege Cruiser falls there, and that's not exactly ideal. I guess, I mean, hey, at least if you're gonna lose the Siege Cruiser, get veterancy for it, right? But again, this barrage is being used now against the LAVs, and I really think, like, you're not likely to hit them. You need to be using that barrage against the railgun positions instead. Railgun kind of in an awkward spot right now, though, where it could get jumped on. And it looks like, sure enough, the assault ships are going to kill this thing off. That's going to make it pretty tough for the LAVs to trade in effectively, and there's really only LAVs coming right now, so that's pretty good for Apex. Should keep him alive for some time here. And he really doesn't even need to be building more siege cruisers right now. They're kind of just targets for the LAVs. Just, you know, more assault ships would be better. And this is a trade that Puppy is just really realistically not going to win. The longer this goes on, the more favorable it will be for the assault ships. Especially because those health bars get so taxed, right? And then, you know, things just end up pretty bad. Actually, Apex is missing a Salvager as well now on that third. You can kind of see it in the resource distribution too, like he doesn't have enough CUs here. Let's get some of those set up. Those are full-ups LAVs, so it makes sense why they're doing so much damage to the assault ships, but again, this is not really a trade that you win in the long run. Oh, and this time the barrage on the LAVs actually is going to land here. Still, though, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's something. We can have a siege cruiser fall, though. This barrage here should hurt quite a bit. Armor 1 is still not techable for Puppy, because he doesn't have AV fab yet. It's almost finished, but that really changes the survivability of those railguns quite a lot, and he doesn't have that yet. Whole LAV blob gets wiped here. It had to happen eventually. He was playing in the fire that whole time. But so many siege cruisers have fallen here. You can see it in the RU's loss category, right? I mean, those things aren't cheap. Raj is going to come out with this thing's final breath here. That is going to land true on the railguns. This has to hit this thing a little bit more and he's going to kill it off. And again, no railguns means LAVs don't do a whole lot either. What's the resources like? Because you can see the units lost is much higher for Apex, but Puppy just seems to not really have much army left on the field either. So I wondered if he was floating a lot. It's a bit, 1400, but... It's not like Puppy has the money to just make a gigantic army all of a sudden. We do have battlecruiser fab on the queue. It's gonna be interceptors here for Apex. V, says Just Carrier. It's enlightening. Enlightening. You can send messages. Could you not earlier? Anyway, battlecruiser fab is about to finish here. And there's not really anything that the assault ships can do about that. I mean, maybe if you have like 20 of them. But, you know, BCs are definitely going to be winning that fight. We do have interceptor fab finished though, so if we see precision bombers come out, those are quite good against battlecruisers. You really end up not getting a whole lot of value out of interceptors against battlecruisers because again, they have a lot of armor and interceptors have packets, which means that they don't do a whole lot of damage against armor. I prefer ACs, not BCs. That's true, they're faster and they can kill off the assault ships maybe even a bit more... Well, no, they don't really counter assault ships better, but they're about the same and they are faster, they can move around. Faster to get too. That's also a good point. Quite a lot of railguns, by the way. I mean, you can tell that like Apex was hoping to get a counterattack on his opponent there, but Puppy had enough time to build up the defenses he needed. Now, this is what worries me for now, though. This is obviously a pretty big flank here, and there's not anything to stop it. Plus, if they wanted to, they could drive up and kill off the siege, too, but I think probably Salvagers is the target here. Oh no, and there's another siege cruiser popping into danger here as well. By the way, it looks like the interceptors were cancelled there. He's actually not going to go for them. Afterburner canceled as well. So that, I mean, that makes pretty good sense. Ooh, the barrage actually did quite a bit of damage there. But still, Siege Cruiser is going to fall. Main base is just getting wiped here. Yeah. I mean, I was saying earlier, like, more LAVs against assault ships is just, eventually they're not going to work, but you need to keep these things spread out, right? Having them all in one blob, your opponent is faster than you, and he can just kind of do this. By the way, PC actually fell on the second, so you can see that's having to be rebuilt. This one's not going to die, though, so a bit of a waste to try to go for it. Would be better to trade out for a few cells there. And, I mean, the army value for Puppy has definitely plummeted in the last couple minutes here. But you're hurting your opponent's production so much, right? This production cruiser really needs to get a little closer to the eco there, but that's kind of a minor issue. Right now he's got to deal with the whole, you know, winning the fight in the midfield thing. But Siege here really does not want to die, and it's still frontlining, which you don't like to see. Assault ships are going to be able to get there and protect them, though, but they're running right out into the open. Oh my gosh. The LAVs kind of could have just jumped on them again there. And the barrage kind of ineffective, to be honest with you. We're only at armor 1 here, but... yeah, I mean, it must have just missed. It didn't do a whole lot of damage to those rails. Whole lot of LAVs die again, though. And that's good for Ap3x. Maybe he can work with that. He's got a whole bunch of other assault ships kind of waiting in reserve here. And it's going to be honor guards? I don't know about that. I mean, precision bombers really would be good against this army. Right? They can deal with the battle cruisers, they can deal with the railguns. Honor guards, I feel like, are just already countered by the rails that are on the field here. We'll have to see if this barrage does a whole lot of damage, and it is on point. It's exactly on point this time. Siege Cruiser probably doesn't want to come over the hill where it'll get shot by the rails, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. It looks like he actually got away with that, so that's good for him. What game is it? This is game 3. Scoreline is 1-1. We watched that thing you were telling me to look out for, by the way. The interaction of targeting jammers on top of range calibration railguns. A little bit disturbing. Because that could cause a game crash, for sure. They just, like, jumped around all of a sudden, but they didn't go flying off the map, so we didn't have any, like, Shadow Realm problems yet. Still, it's disturbing. Very disturbing. By the way, here's a good demonstration of how little damage Siege actually does to BCs. Yeah, you can see, I mean, it is hurting them, but, like, barely, right? This one needs to smoke now, by the way. Smoke! Oh, well, it could have lived there, but I guess it didn't want to. But yes, EMP would be really, really good here for the Siege Cruisers. Not to mention, it helps you trap the railguns, but it's just, it's very obvious against the battle cruisers. And yeah, there goes the GG. I mean, that's not too early to call it. I think he just lost a PC here, and he's just never gonna get back up onto this 3 base. The Red Army over here. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, you know. It's a bit unfortunate. I think that Ap3x really needed to like split out his army a little bit better. Don't let those LAVs just like rinse out the backline. And then in the fights with the railguns, that Siege has to stay behind the assault ships there, because otherwise it's gonna die. But Carrier's right, like more LAVs, I mean against honor guards too, I don't know. It seemed like Puppy was just like, nah, I'm gonna make these LAVs work, I don't care. I don't care that they aren't the right unit for the job. Look, he doesn't even have RU miners over here. Well, let's jump into game 4. That's World War I DOK, right? Just keep running into the machine guns, you know? That's fine. If we need more young men, we can always make them. Game 4 is going to be on Kartova. The railgun map, would you say? Well, no, it's probably Gaussian territories. But even so, this is definitely a good one for them. Yeah, I agree. Like, they're definitely pretty evenly matched here. That's true. There's kind of just like this big one in the middle. But then, you know, what with the like opening in the middle of the Kartova, you can make some stuff happen here to flank the railguns, but it's not exactly easy. Yeah, by the way, wouldn't it be cool if you could drive on top of the Kartova? Just imagine like an LAV driving up here and like jumping over the gap. And then it just keeps driving forward and it like falls into this and just explodes. I mean, that'd be so sick, you know? Oh, you, carrier, oh, you. Same build, by the way, same odd scanner placement. This one, really, I have to criticize, though, because if it was a little close to the edge, you could see everything. But, you know. Again, it looks like Ap3x is going to get away with this very, very greedy build, because he knows his opponent is going SC first, again.
Defense alert. Hostile carrier spotted.
And we've seen this before. We've seen this before. Oh my god. Oh, you. Oh, you. By the way, this time the base runner didn't fall asleep, so it's gonna drive away at a more reasonable time. Actually, it is gonna go to extract the artifact, if you know what I'm saying. But that means it's not gonna get harassed by these LABs, which is nice. I'll say it again, what's really interesting about this map is, like, the big open space down here, and we don't usually see that exploited by players, so... You know, we'll see if it comes to play any sort of role in this game, but... Yeah, I think that this should be used a bit more often. It's interesting that you can flank your opponent by such a large margin on this map. By the way, base runner probably just should not, like, drive over to here. I think that you really want to just, like, bring it back home, right? And you've got the artifact, you can threaten to extract it later, but for now, just a couple of LAVs will deny you. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that we didn't see, any LAVs come out here yet. That's an interesting name for the build you've got there. But is that what you played on Crater? Oh. Third? Wait, what? Oh my gosh, it is. Well, I mean, I guess he has 3 base already. He just wants LAVs, man. He just wants LAVs. You know, last game, Ap3x went for assault ships and just sort of murdered his opponent with them. I still think, I mean, on a map like this, it's a little hard not to go for railguns, but, like... Still, if you're gonna rely that much on LAVs, your opponent gets LAV countering units and has a good time, right? So... Artifact extracts here. And yeah, sure enough, it's gonna be railgun fab. LAVs probably could have fought to stop the extraction there. I think that on a map like this, especially, they are stronger. It's really difficult to get up on top of them with the sand skimmers, but... But that's true, you should know your enemy in the finals, yeah, that's true. And I was actually saying this about Ap3x in the last... No, what was it, on... Frick, what game was it? I think it was the first one on Boneyard. I was saying he ought to know that, like, battlecruisers are coming out, because Puppy did this every game against No Fun. But But just Carrier makes a good point in the opposite direction. Like, you know your opponent really loves honor guards. Maybe you shouldn't just build nothing but LAVs. And so, sure enough, we have a change. It's going to be fighter and gunship fab here, and I like this. He hasn't gone for it at all yet, right? And if you noticed in Game 1, Ap3x was really religious about scouting, and then in Game 2, he was kind of getting a little tired. So he just, like, got blind anti- No, that was actually also in Game 1. He ended up getting the blind anti-air. Game 2, I guess he died before he could go for it. But either way, right, like, Ap3x is kind of getting a little bit lazier about checking for the air tech, and this time he hasn't looked at all, so maybe it'll work. Carrier's right, though, it's a little bit late, but... You know, if this is like a tack stack and it wipes out the honor guards, that could definitely work, and then the LAVs are allowed to just kind of do whatever they want. You want to really try to deny these scouts, though. Like, if you could have, you know, another LAV over here or something, just try and stop his opponent from looking at him. That would be better. You're gonna get raiding and assault pack almost at exactly the same time. That's the double gunship! Of course, of course. I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's gonna be really, really good against these sand skimmers. Oh boy. He will, he should have 2 honor guards. I like the way you say that, I like the way you say that. But the gunships, they'll come out right away, and now there's just no defense against them. This could be brutal. This could be brutal. And Ap3x is splitting already. I mean, I think he saw them and he was like, oh crap. but what you gonna do, really? Gunship should be up on top, by the way. This is the time you really want to prosecute your opponent. Oh no, he's playing so passive. Okay, now he's moving out across the field. But the gunship should just be hitting the LAV, or the sand skimmers, and the LAV should just stay on top of them. I like the target change, yeah. He goes to where more of the sand skimmers are, gets a bit of that AoE going. Very nice, very nice. Not gonna lose any gunships here either. Should be totally fine. But again, this is all much better if the LAVs are like still up on top of the target, because then you take advantage of like the low health bars as well. So he's got boost right now. Like, I would just boost past him up to this high ground here, and there's the honor guard. Ow. Do we have tech bombers yet? No, we don't. So, you know, a lot of damage done, but now it's going to be a little bit tough with that honor guard out on the field. Open the units lost tab because I have a feeling it's about to balloon massively. This is a bit of a dangerous position for these LAVs to be in. I mean, it's probably true that the honor guard can't just drive over the hill to kill them because it might die, but like... if the skims can just make enough range here... Ooh, this is very brave. This is very brave for Puppy. Ah, yeah, he gets hit. I think that just kind of does it. Like, you can't really kill off the honor guard anymore. He's gonna try for it, but there's just not nearly enough damage here. Oh, and there's the second honor guard making itself known. And the honor guard actually has anti-air tech as well. I noticed that when we were clicking on it. Let's see, it's not there. Missile ship fab is done as well. So you really need bombers here, I think. But he's gonna go for railguns instead. He's getting AAV fab probably just for the armor upgrades, but Mag XL definitely prescribed here. You want to be getting that right away. The problem is, what are you going to use to answer the sand skimmers? I mean, I guess just gunships, but... we kind of saw already that they don't do all that well without the support of, like, the LAVs there, so... this feels tough. This feels pretty tough for Puppy. I think this is not where he wanted this game to be. He's actually choosing not to get Mag XL, by the way. He's going for Armor 1 instead. I would definitely be getting that upgrade, because you're going to need it to kill off these honor guards, right? And railguns on paper should beat honor guards, but like you want to get as many advantages that direction as you can. However, LAV's a bit out of position here. Looks like the gunship can do some damage. Might actually be a good idea to just use that gunship to, yep, finish off the base over there, because he can. He might as well. Honor guard's not going to turn on the anti-air, which I think I agree with. They're too far away for you to really like kill them here, so it's probably best you just save that for later. Otherwise that goes on cooldown and then you don't have it at all for the next little while. Although Gunship's getting a little frisky here, you want to be really careful with these 3 honor guards. Honor guard anti-air does not take prisoners, you know? Not to mention the 4 missile ships over here. Jeez, that's a lot of anti-air. But that little positioning mistake for Ap3x is going to make things a lot better for Puppy, because now the Sandskimmer number is very, very low. And we do actually have AAVs hitting the field as well, so it looks like it is going to be armor rail. How many gunship kills? That's a good question. This guy's got 7. We're going to have to check the other guy when he comes out. And now, I actually really like Puppy's position all of a sudden. I mean, that changed kind of on a dime. AVs need to be careful not to just die here, but, like, that's a lot of railguns. That's a lot of railguns. And if they can get targets on the honor guards here, they're going to kill them in, like, 1 volley, right? So you need to be really, really careful. By the way, this is a good time to use Mark Target as well. Gunship is going to launch. It's kind of a good idea because the honor guard can't turn on anti-air without just dying, but the problem is there's all these missile ships here, so probably don't want to do that. Yeah, those railguns, they get it done. A lot of veterans too. And it looks like both sides going to go back to lick their wounds. We do have Magixel coming out here. Tac Bomber Fab, very good. Although, actually, at this point, I might say no to that, because we do already have 4 missile ships here, but he's going to go for it. Ap3x, meanwhile, getting his rail upgrades. He does have range calibration, and it's actually turned on already, too. You can see they're very, very slowly moving into range. I actually might not do that. You kind of want to just use calibration as like a hold the position setup. By the way, again, Gunship, you don't really have too much business being here, but then again, it is going to get vision on the honor guard, which almost dies. Not quite, though, and that's a big, big deal. But the railgun numbers for Ap3x are looking, you know, 0, I guess. I mean, what else can I say? Well, there's one of them, I guess, to be fair, but that's not many. He's gonna have to hold off this push just with honor guards, because his heavy rails are not in yet. I mean, at least he's building them, right? Slowly. Honor guard is split up, by the way. One of them can't actually shoot right now, which is not exactly helping him. But he does have the missile ships. The missile ship barrage, yes! He kills off so much stuff. There's only 2 railguns left. One of the honor guards falls, though, to the AAVs here. Oh my gosh, what a bloodbath. And Puppy's not floating a bunch, so it isn't like he just wasn't building anything right now. I think that his army has just kind of been exhausted here. Honor guards need to get into position to fire, and I think that they'll take care of these AAVs. Smoke being used, though, really nice. This is actually probably a moment for det packs. I mean, you can imagine, like, probably that would have killed all but one of them right there. But the AAVs get split up there. Good mining time, good mining time. No, it actually is, though. That is going to be significant. By the way, rally points really need to be fixed here, because he's kind of just rallying these railguns off to their death. And now we're going to have the tech bombers coming in. Wait, does he have assault railguns? No, he doesn't have assaults. I don't think he should. Yeah, assault railguns are not going to do well on a really open map like this against, what is this? Oh my gosh, 11 railguns, so, you know. I don't like that Ap3x is just blobbing everything up here, though, because Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't know that there are attack bombers coming out, but even so... Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Like, if the bombers die after dropping their load, it doesn't really matter. They're gonna do so much damage right here. This is kind of like an F2 click moment, I think, for Apex, and it shouldn't be. I wonder what his, like, resource situation's like. Yeah, I mean, I guess he can't just keep making railguns because he's out of RUs here. Because these sandskimmers are not going to be very effective. You can see he just keeps making them. But I guess it's because he doesn't have anything else to spend his money on. Uh-oh, here come the bombers. And this honor guard is just dead already, I reckon. Yep, there it goes. But, like, again, you can't really turn on the honor guard anti-air here because, you know, you've got to fight all these railguns, so it's gonna drop and actually soar the missile ships there. And now this army for Puppy looks mighty scary. 7 railguns, 4 AAVs here. It's gonna be tough to do anything about that. He does at least have the honor guard, so that's gonna be good. Gets a kill right there already. That's true, it can be turned into a target. Honor guard making itself known here. Okay, this is actually going a little bit better than you would expect. But still, like, there's no stopping this army from pushing off 2 base, so that's gonna happen. And again, this rally point is so bad, like, this railgun is already dead. You hate to see it. This is a situation where you kind of need, like, everything you can get, so losing a railgun for nothing like that is not ideal. Yeah. Okay, the rally point is fixed, so that's good. A bunch of base runners being built here, by the way. These things cost RUs, like, that's gotta be a mistake, right? You really want to be getting railguns out here, and these base runners are kind of stopping you from doing that. Missile ships, by the way, could use their barrage. Yes, there it goes. But there's just nothing left for it. I mean, he's got 3 base runners, to be fair. Yeah, but there's nothing here that can stop the onslaught there. He's using the base runners to run to Valhalla. Yeah, it seems like it. And Puppy's gonna take over there. He's gonna just overrun the line, and he's gonna take the game. So that's game 4 going to Puppy, and the scoreline now is 3-1. So now you've got to be really careful. We're looking at match point on this next game here. It's tight end passage. This game, oh dear, what happens this game? Oh no. Well, I'm excited for some nonsense. But this is Puppy in a very comfortable situation in terms of the series. Tie your hands behind your back? Oh no. I'm not sure that I want to. But this is do or die for Apex, right? He's got to win this one, and if he doesn't, it's just game over. Again, scanner, very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if, like, this would be a good scanner spot for him if he's not going to put it out on the opponent's side of the map. You know, just to say, like, hey, I'm going to see you coming if you come around here. But it's going to be ref mode, as usual. I reckon it's SC first. Yep, it's already on the queue. But, like, I wonder if at some point Apex could just say, like, look, I don't even need the base runner. He's obviously not attacking me, so I'll just go for, like, base runner retire, ref mode first, into 2PC before Sandskimmers, and just massive greed there. He might be able to get away with that. Is there a salve not mining? No, they're all good on this side. Maybe there was. Oh, he fixed it, yeah. Well, that's just as well. You never like to see that. You never like to see that. Whose was it? Was it Apex? By the way, let me just remind everyone, on this map, you want to be careful not to like turn your carrier this way, such that units are coming out here, because they can get stuck on the cliff and just like sink into the crater. I really wish that wasn't a thing, but it happens, so you want to be careful about that sort of thing. Ap3x, yeah, well maybe he's feeling the pressure. We'll see though, we'll see. It's probably going to be 2 PC before Sandskimmer Fab once again. Oh, but he doesn't have the fleet capacity for it. Wait, what? Oh, because he has the 2 RU miners this time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Even so, he's got the money for it now. Yeah, well I think what's happening is that they're spawning into a blocker, so they're finding the next available space, which technically is like down here. I'm a total liar. Anyway, the point is they somehow find themselves over like across this rock, and then they're like stuck in a place where they can't move. Yeah, what's weird on this map is just that I think that they've like put a blocker in right here. Yeah, it's very strange. Because like you can see the map border clearly goes down to out here, but oh well, what you gonna do?
A base runner is under attack.
Base runner taking some fire now. I don't think this guy extracts. I mean, obviously base runner heal is gonna make things take longer, but even so. Would be best to just get some high ground and then hold ground here. Looks like that's what he's gonna do now. Yep, very good, very good. He's close, he's only like... Oh, he's really close, he's only like 10 meters away. Ugh. Oh, he gets the artifact out, just barely. Oh, man. That was pretty close. That was pretty close. 3 bases claimed first for Puppy this time. And we already have honor guards. Oh my gosh. Well, had to do. Yeah, might as well just build more LAVs. Yeah, I really gotta recommend that you like mix up your strategy during a series, because if you do the same thing over and over again, eventually your opponent is gonna like find a way to counter it. So leaning on his mistakes, I think you mean. It's a bit of interesting terrain here. The Sandskimmers don't really want to jump into that dip, I reckon. Say, is that the Titan carrier from Homeworld 1? Oh my gosh. Just like 3 times as big as it should be, apparently. Honor Guard tech is finished. Production cruisers want to get into the fray. That's probably a mistake. When this sort of thing happens, by the way, don't stop move them. Like, tell them to go back, because they often get a little bit out of position like this. Also, this guy's not mining. It's just the one, though, so that's not catastrophic. Not yet, anyway. Check the unit counts here right now. It's going to be actually a pretty significant advantage for Puppy, but again, the Honor Guard is already on the way. And that's AV Tech finished for Puppy. What? Anyway, the Sandskimmer's here. Gonna have a little bit of a tough time pushing on these guys. It's very open terrain, which is good for the LAVs, and it's actually uphill. So he just wants to wait for that Honor Guard, and it's fine to like give up the base for a bit. That's okay. This isn't a situation where like you're gonna lose it permanently, so best to just not lose a whole bunch of army trying to fight a battle you can't win. Just wait for that Honor Guard. That is on the way now. Here's the first shot. Now you want the skims to trade in. Well, maybe not, actually. There's still a pretty big advantage here. It's 26 to 10. Okay, yeah, it's like more than 2 to 1 advantage. That's pretty big. Yeah, maybe he's doing the right thing by playing pretty slow here. But does he have any other kind of tech? No, he doesn't. Like, he's got AVs, I guess. But you're not going to build that here, right? And he might be just planning on going to BCs with that, but he needs more RUs if that's the case. Looks like he is building RU cells, so, you know, perhaps that is the idea. Oh no, but he's pulled a fast one on Ap3x here. Doesn't seem to recognize that the LAVs could still be up in that pocket. This honor guard is kind of in an awkward position here. And I really like what he's doing with this hill too, though. He just hides behind the hill, his opponent can't hit him yet. And base runners? What do you build base runners for? Just get more honor guards. I don't know why he's doing this. Base runners cost RUs and Jaraci. I mean, this is, you know, this is expensive. You can't really get away with this. Maybe he just really wants the vision. I like the tracks that this honor guard leaves, by the way. It's very cool looking. One LAV gonna get sent out here. This guy pulled the short straw. Yeah, well, that's like a third of a heavy railgun, you know. It certainly adds up if you're building this many of them. But yeah, I think that LAV just wanted to see if the honor guards were still here or something. I don't really know. But well, this base runner here just definitely is going to be thrown away for nothing. And the honor guards are kind of just ignoring this big force of LAVs here. I could see things going badly in the near future. Then again, the Sandskimmers are kind of ready to jump over this hill. But he's not going to take it. Well, it's upgrade lead. I guess maybe he couldn't have. But see, this is what I'm worried about. Like, these LAVs have just been completely unchecked here. And again, more honor guards would certainly help. Oh, okay, this heavy railgun, you really definitely don't need this. More honor guards, more honor guards. There we go, that's what you need. That's what you need. Because if you get like 2 honor guards here and 2 honor guards here, like you could have 300 LAVs. They're not going to do anything. That's maybe an exaggeration, but still. Yeah, 44 LAVs. Seriously. Oh gosh, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The splash damage on these honor guards is really going to stack up at some point. A little bit of awkward, like, re-firing of targets over there, but still. These LAVs don't fight honor guards very well, you know? There's no doubt about that. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's a massacre. Like, do I even want to see the units lost tab? It's a lot more even than I expected. I blame the base runners, frankly. And now the 4th honor guard is coming out. Like, what do you do about it? We do have battlecruiser fab done, I suppose, so he's going to be building one of those, and that might help. But jeez, man. Too many LAVs. Too many LAVs. Now there's only 13 left, right? I wonder where they all went. Honor guards are guarding a scanner. It's interesting. You don't see that every day. And there's enough honor guards here that they could fight 1 BC as well. So you're gonna need to stack up a bit before you can really take this this engagement. I think the one thing that Ap3x really needs to be doing is just like splitting off 1 Sandskimmer and going out there to see if his opponent is still there, right? Because he always has to worry about this flank until he just goes and sees if they're there or not. Otherwise, he's just sort of never allowed to move anywhere. This guy's 1 kill, this guy's 15 kills, this guy's 10. Ooh. Here's the battlecruisers. Ah, there's 2 of them at once. So that is going to change the calculus a bit. Honor guards actually got behind the hill, I think? Or at least they aren't getting shot at for now, which is good. Well, he actually has pretty good vision with the scanners, but nowhere that he needs it. By the way, why not just make more base? Stop making base runners! This is so much money spent into base runners now. Like, he actually could have, I think, like 3 heavy railguns for all the money that he spent on base runners. It's not good. It's not good. The combat healing is nice, but it's not that nice. He is getting them set up now, though, and he's got 4 honor guards. That's gonna help. put in some damage to these BCs, but he's got bases to... Yeah, he's got bases to run, you know? He's a busy guy, he's got bases to run. Just need more heavy rails. That's what he needs to answer these battlecruisers here. He does have range calibration almost finished, which is going to be very good. And, I mean, if ever there was a railgun map, you know... It's true, it's a lot of BR healing, but I don't think he's used it at all yet. So, I mean, we'll see. It is actually possible, I'll give you this, that he could, like, just fight the BCs with the honor guards and just have this many base runners doing healing, but, like, surely for the investment he's put in, it would be better if they were just railguns, you know? BCs seem to be outranged by honor guards, by the way. That's actually not surprising, because I don't think they even have as much range as a railgun. Also, probably don't want to be smoking with the AVs, just smoke with the BC. It heals itself when it does that. Yeah, there it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now it's Ap3x on the flank. Very good, very good. Would also be good to just use the V move to like get these railguns set up facing this way such that they all can shoot at the same time. Because right now it'd only be one of them at a time. By the time this guy is shooting, this guy might be in range. So, you want to fix that if you can. Looks like the LAVs are coming to help support. Wrong target though, right? You never want to be targeting that support cruiser first. It might even survive if the smoke lands here. Oh, it's gonna be close. Doesn't quite survive, but... You know, it would have been more valuable to kill off these salvagers here, so you really don't want to be doing that. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I didn't know that for a while, by the way. I used to be giving bad advice because I didn't realize it, but honor guards have a lot of range that way. Anyway, even if I think the target acquisition was a bit wrong there, a lot of damage was done to that main base, so that's going to be really good for Ap3x. He will lose these skims, but they did their job. I think that's alright. He doesn't really need them for this fight anyway. Especially what with the scouting he's getting from these base runners. This is ridiculous, but... it looks to me that Puppy is kind of trying to like move out across the field this direction and use up that air, but... You know, the problem is that, I think your opponent has a more credible threat to, like, your carrier than you have to his, so you might actually be killing yourself like this. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Railguns are here to hit the BCs. He's gonna have more scanners than there are ALMs. Yeah, it's probably true, actually. Base runner heal still never been used this game, by the way. But oh no, don't do this, don't do. Oh my gosh, okay. He stopped just in time. Yeah, if those LAVs had gone over the hill, they'd all be dead. That would have been bad. And now the battlecruisers are really getting stuck in on the outside. Like, these honor guards are kind of self-sufficient against the... Oh my gosh. Bird's eye view of the field right here. We're above the Aurora Borealis. Let's freaking go. Anyway, the honor guards can kind of like just hold this area here on their own because like the LAVs can't jump on them. It's a very 2D Aurora Borealis there. And these railguns always beat the they always beat the battlecruisers in these numbers, I think. Okay, base runner heal is finally being used. Very good, very good. Now the LAVs can kind of do whatever they want, though, because the honor guard shouldn't have been here. But even so, I think that these battlecruisers are probably going to die. Ap3x needs to prosecute, though. Looks like he's going to move out there. But yeah, no defense on this flank. Galaxian Space Program. Wait, what? Why? The railguns fight the BCs and the honor guards fight the LAVs, right? That's gotta be the thing. Why are you having them go the other way around? Oh no. Ugh. It almost just doesn't matter though, because the honor guards are gonna win this fight. They're gonna take some losses, but they'll win. Carrier probably would do well to turn on the weapons here, but you know, to each their own. And now the honor guard is in range to start flumping out some damage here. Wow, the LAVs do really just melt there. Jeez.
Invasion strike pod down. Defense alert. Hostile cruiser spotted.
Alright, interesting turn of events, because now it's Ap3x who's taking a lot of eco damage, but his army's way stronger right now. I still think it'd be better without all of this base runner crap going on. By the way, they're all trying for the artifact here, but there is only one of them there. But like, these LAVs are kind of like fake, you know? That sounds weird, but what I'm saying is that, well, first off, I'm saying Ap3x should probably get his carrier back on the main, or something on the main at least. But the LAVs can't fight the blob at all, so they could just like drive right over the hill. It doesn't matter. Instead, they're sort of going like exactly to the wrong part of the map. I don't know why they're doing that. Okay, now they're coming. Please, put something on the main base. Please. Is he building more LAVs? Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but he definitely doesn't need them, that's for sure. Put something on the main base. Just put this PC over there or something. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna actually kill me. I don't. No. Why is he moving? Like this area of the map. This is what you want to control. Is this tiny little hole on the ground here? Ay ay ay. Oh. Is he gonna like get his carrier killed here? There's a possibility of it. No, man. No. No, 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 no. Get out of there. Get out of there. Go, 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 go. Ah, he's at 70%. Oh my gosh. If this is how the series ends, I'm gonna like die inside. 23, but I think he's gonna get away. I mean, surely he's getting close to outer range of the BCs here. Oh my gosh. 4% HP. He's at 400. Oh my gosh. Why is range calibration on right now? No! What's happening? Oh my goodness. Why is he building more base runners? How is that what you need right now? Oh. Don't you have enough already? You madman! Okay, just keep running, just keep running. Everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. We can have power 5 and speed, that's always fun to see. 105 kilometers per hour carry. Looks like he's gonna put it in healing instead though, that makes sense to me as well. Oh my gosh. Army completely idle still, by the way. So if you're losing your base, you have to go take out your opponent's side. And by the way, this is a wasted nuke, because it's not gonna kill anything. But yeah, like, go clean all of this out, you know? Like, you can't let your opponent just take out your base and then do nothing to yourself. Or what am I saying? Do nothing to his side of that. Field repair is gonna activate, that's gonna bring these BCs up pretty much to full health here. So, like I said, completely wasted nuke. And now he's driving his carrier back toward the BCs! What are you doing? Get out of there! Get out of there! Ah! Oh no. That being said, we do have like the 4th artifact. I don't know why he's trying to drive toward his opponent's carrier. This is the 4th artifact if he extracts it. Okay, there we go. That's better. So, you know, and the railguns are in position to screen for the carrier, so that's good. I don't think that that puppy can like push through this railgun position, although their positioning is kind of as bad as possible, but you know. Oh, this is insane. Base over heal, by the way. You built this many of them, you might as well use their ability. There we go. He didn't lose it, that's why. I guess he lost 3, but... Yeah, I wish I had an answer for you! I also wish I had an answer for why this carrier is trying to get itself killed. Okay, he's gonna keep it safe, that's good. This is still like 5 BCs. This carrier will die in like 2 seconds. What is he doing? Ah! Oh my gosh. Alright, well at least he hasn't been being focus fired, so that's good. And interestingly, the BCs seem to like the auto-targeting the base runners, so this has actually worked out for him better than it has any right to have worked out for him. Oh my gosh, what is this game? Oh. Okay, it looks to me like Ap3x is won though, right? Because now there's really no army left, and there's still like, what, 8 railguns here, so that's definitely enough to kill off a carrier. There's actually no carrier mobility here either, so... That's true, that's true. We all know that the Galcian carriers are crewed by Blanc. That was actually a GG, I don't think the carrier died there. Oh my gosh, what? I'm getting lightheaded just thinking about this. What the heck was this game? Oh. Well, Ap3x is gonna take it, so we'll move on to the next one. Oh gosh. Barrage is trash. Well, wasn't it you who used that one barrage on the bridge of Canyon Outpost that just killed, like, literally everybody?
Discovered a sacred site. Secure the wreck. Rally position designated.
A-game? What's this about A-game? I can untie myself? Wait, what? Yes, that barrage was bad. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, both of the missile barrages in that game were just really terrible. Hold up, why do you have to get 1, 2, 3, and 4, and also 5? Because you can't get 5 until you've gotten 1, 2, 3, and 4. That seems a bit odd. Well, I reckon we're gonna see the same old, except we have the base runner retire. This is what I was talking about before, right? Ap3x could potentially... Oh, he's going 2 PC. We're gonna see something different. We're gonna see something very different. Has to be Sandstormer Fab then, right? I don't think your eco is actually sped up if you do this. So this is like an attack build. Yep, there's Sandstormer Fab. Okay, so we're gonna see something different from both players. Look, it's LEV, but no, never mind. I take it all back. That is SC first from Puppy. 2 PC. Well, Puppy's been relying so much on LAVs, you can't do any, like, sneaky, you know, ninja PC strats here, right? So that's definitely not the play. I think he just wants to get as many Sandskimmers as possible and make his opponent suffer. Which, you know, fair play. He needs Fleet Cap 45, of course, but... Even when your Coalition opponent has got that first line production upgrade, you have more production than he does with 2 PCs. The only problem is, you need to, like, be aggressive here, because your opponent is on 2 base already. Shows all dependencies from previous dependencies. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Uh-oh, and it's gonna be AV Fab too. So we're gonna need some kind of tech as well. That makes things a little bit more complicated also. I must take a sip on my drink here. You can check the units tab though and see it's 5-2 right now. So we definitely have a big advantage with the Sandskimmers. It's gonna be seen pretty far out. That's good for Puppy. He'll know what he's up against here. There is an option to cancel AVs and just like pump LAVs, but I don't think it's a good idea because you're so far into the tech already that you ought to just finish it. And now the question is going to be how much damage can be done at this early stage here. Carrier's driving back to the main base, which is good. You kind of want to just collapse back onto one. Way too many salvages, by the way. You don't need these 2 extras, and you certainly don't need this one. No, he's targeting the SC! Oh, no. Yeah, smoke's gonna be deployed. That's gonna keep the SC safe. Yeah, you really want to be hitting the salvagers here. Okay, there we go. He gets one south there. Still targeting the SC though, and that's really not what he wants to do. He's targeting the AV. Ah! Oh no. Really, really bad target acquisition here for Ap3x. Oh gosh. The LEVs just melt away. He does have railfab though, so you know. Actually, I think that assault railguns would be the play here, but either way, this game isn't over yet, but it's definitely not looking good now. Oh, dearie me. Can't change the direct dependency. Oh. That's kind of interesting. By the way, I do actually love this, the 3 AVs coming out to this side. Maybe 2 would be better, but either way, he's going to have quite a lot of credible threat against this carrier here. But if I were Puppy, I might consider just kind of switching into LAVs here, because now that you see the heavy railguns, it's going to be hard to fight that with... Excuse me. It's going to be hard to fight that with AVs. And you can certainly outproduce your opponent here. In fact, you're probably pretty soon going to end up with carrier production upgrade. I don't know about this. He's coming back. Uh-oh. Smoke's to get closer, though. I mean, that's good. And he's going to try and crunch here, so this could work. We saw him do this on Canyon Outpost, though, and although he won that game, I don't think he really needed it. He's going to get on top of the heavies, though, to his credit. I don't think he lost range on this guy, did he? He stood still for a moment. Yeah, but he's going to kill him anyway. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, and now all the sand skippers are just gonna die. Okay, maybe I take it back. That actually worked out really well for him. Yeah, and sure enough, Ap3x is just gonna GG out. Oh, that's such a tragic game for him, because he actually really had his opponent where he wanted him there, right? Puppy was just going for, like, mega greed here. He showed up with all these sand skimmers, could have killed, like, 4 salvagers and then left. But he just kind of got nothing done, and, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. And that's going to be the series. That's a 4-2 win for Puppy in the lower bracket. So, wow, there you go. I mean, congratulations to him. With no fun in the lower bracket, especially, I mean, I really thought that he was not going to be able to take that one. Smog was in there too, Void Warrior. Yeah, it was kind of a tough bracket, but he managed to get through to the end, so that's really pretty impressive. That's really pretty impressive. This is Puppy's, like, 2nd tournament, right? It might be his 3rd, so taking the lower bracket win, it's pretty good. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I guess I'll see you in the next one. And that's it.